Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this review of the 2024 MX-5. I apologise right off the bat that in one of the best driving vehicles on sale today, I'm going to be stationary for this review. Of all the weeks, my trusty microphone decided that it had enough of listening to me over the past 6 years and bit the dust. So this is the best that I have, and hopefully you will still take something out of this video. This is coverage of the ND3 soft top and the RF, but what are the differences to justify the new nomenclature for this, the ND3? Couple of superficial things: new headlights and taillights, new touchscreen, new exterior color. Here it's called Aero Grey, and very much like the Nardo Greys, the chalk greys, that in my opinion is a fad that's maybe passed us by now. I feel like this color is 10 years too late. That's just my own personal opinion. But the things that really matter are a new calibration to the limited slip differential, some changes to the dampeners and the suspension to all bring in these mechanical components, and in the case of the steering, electric components, to make the driving feel more consistent. Mazda said that even though the darty character of the MX-5 is what they were looking for in this generation, there were elements where it was just a little rough around the edges, a little kind of spiky, and they wanted to smooth those edges. It's been a fair few years since I last drove an MX-5, so my back-to-back comparison might not be the most fair, but what I can really say are two major things with the driving. The steering does feel more smooth. It doesn't feel like it jumps when you are really hammering hard to go any which direction you like. It does feel like it's still just as agile, it's still just as darty, but not hyperactive, over alert and unstable perhaps. The other big thing that I notice is that whenever I drove an MX-5 previously of this generation, you could feel the front axle and the back axle just acting ever so slightly different. It gave this MX-5 its very rolly characteristic in terms of suspension. I always liked that, but you could always sense that the front was doing something just a little bit less than the back was. The back wanted to step out more, lean out more, and here, in the case of this and the RF, I would say that the front and the back are more connected as one. Feels like they're a little more solid of a structure perhaps. And finally, for the ND3, there is a new track mode for the stability control, a halfway point between on and off, so you can get a little more slip. Mazda now has the active suite of safety technology in this MX-5, and it works fine, but for a vehicle like this, I know every other car has it, and mass market buyers are expecting it, but people that are buying MX-5s aren't mass market purchasers. I don't think the MX-5 needed this safety kit. I would have preferred if it was an optional extra that you could pay a little more money for to get. For me, just takes away a little bit of the personality of the simplicity with its product. A slight contradiction, but hardly the end of the world. The MX-5 really is one of the few vehicles that I've driven hundreds now, that I would really spend my own money on. I absolutely adore this product. Yes, at 6'4", it's a little small in here, but I feel like I've got everything that I ever need on me right in this. You've got another cavity behind the passenger seat here. The center console, yeah, you can put your sunglasses and a phone. That's fine by me. And the cup holders, yeah, they might strike you as a little bit of an afterthought, but this cabin is so well made, so tightly bound, that despite these being loose, they easily pop out. I don't think I've ever heard them rattle. No mechanical changes, as far as I'm aware, to the 181 horsepower, 4-cylinder, 2-litre engine. Still the excellent 6-speed manual transmission. One mechanical difference between this model, the GSP that I'm in now, and the RF GT that I had last week was that the GT had the Brembo brake package, and with that you get unique pads and rotors, but I don't think I noticed that much of a difference, really any difference at all, between the two systems. I've waxed enough lyrical of this vehicle throughout the years, and my feelings towards it are exactly the same. I've driven hundreds of products now in my time on YouTube, and this is still one of the only 5 that I would spend my own money on. I think the seats fit me perfectly despite being just over the top of them. I would go for the soft top because it gives me just a couple extra inches of headroom, which means I can sit upright on a regular drive, whereas in the RF with the roof closed, I do have to sit down and strike a pose like that for the entirety of closed top driving. Of course, I like the less weight and less money, but I do miss the Recaro seat option. Here we've got the black cloth in the RF GT. You can see it was the beige leather. I think they're the exact same structure, same functionality, but the Recaros are the thing that I would feel like I would be missing out on if I were to purchase this vehicle. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. Sorry it's a little bit shorter. Sorry it's not as dynamic as it usually is, but do check out my other reviews, and I think I have quite a few of the previous iterations of the MX-5. What you need to know about the ND3 is it really is continuous improvement, making a product more and more desirable in a landscape where it has one competitor, the Subaru BRZ slash Toyota GR86, but they're not convertibles, they're not two-seaters. I love this thing. I can't get enough of it. When the day comes that I can afford a sports car in my life, this is the first one I'm spending my money on. So thank you very much for taking the time to watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you again on the channel soon.